Welcome in, welcome in. How are you? Welcome, welcome. So we got a little buy signal here. So I'm a little delayed on this buy signal that we got up here. Good morning, good morning. We have Bookmap all pulled up. We have that situated. I did take this trade this morning. Beautiful trade from the quiet money method. Absolutely beautiful. Today is NFP. Very, very volatile day. So if you don't know, if you're running any automated trading tools, or if you're doing anything to do with automation or even manual trading, NFP is one of the most volatile days in the market. It is always the first Friday of every single month, and it's where crazy news comes out. And usually we take a big tank in the market. Sometimes we can move up, but usually it's a big tank in the market. And I took that this morning at 8:30. So 8:30 we had news drop on that, and I ended up getting in here. I made $1,100. So that was very nice. And now we got a little buy signal. Am I confident in the buy signal? I don't know because the market is open in 5 minutes. So we might push up, we might not. I mean, we do have the 660 area, which is right here. So if you don't know what Bookmap is, it's where you could see the orders of how everything is going in the market. So for simpler terms, you see this red line here. That is where 131 strong orders for sellers are here. And then we have 64 strong orders for buyers and 155 strong orders. Will we come back down here to this area? We might actually do that. We have some sellers that want to build up here to probably build back down to that area. But these are nice little points that you can look at when you're looking at the indicator and you have something like Bookmap. You can watch the order flow and see, is there any orders up here in this area for it to even go take profit up there? So if you look up here at the 660 and 665, you'll see right around this area, there is orders in place, and there's obviously a little bit right here. So it is a strong chance that we could just jump up there and go take that area. Is it guaranteed? No, it's not guaranteed, but it is a nice little indicator for you. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you so much. Tap the screen. Let me know when you're here. Don't fall for any scammers in the chat, please. Do not fall for any scammers in the chat. I see a bunch of them coming in. Welcome in. Yeah, they like to come up everywhere. So we're just waiting for market open here. How is everyone doing? Good morning, good morning. First time seeing me live? Well, welcome in. Congratulations. I don't know how many people on live stream go over Bookmap, but I feel like Bookmap is extremely important, and it's something that everyone needs to be able to look at. I've only seen maybe one or two other people, and Bookmap is something that if you're scalping or taking any long-term trades, it's nice to look at these things in the market to see where price is going to wick back and forth. Because when you look at it right now, you're probably wondering, what are we wicking at? What are we exactly wicking at? What are we exactly doing? Well, if you look over at Bookmap, you could see we're ping-ponging between those red lines. We're filling orders between those red lines. So where you don't understand why that candlestick is moving, it's moving in that direction because we're filling orders. And having Bookmap allows you to be able to see that ping-pong effect happen. So you can kind of dictate whether you should be there or you shouldn't be there in the market. So we have a lot of sell orders that are being filled here. But remember, we have a lot of buy orders that need to be filled up here from earlier. So we have some sellers up here as well. So I kind of like to zoom out a little bit just to have a stronger depth. So for hitting this take profit, yes, it would have been there because we have lots of sellers up at the 720 level. So where's the 720 level? The 720 level is right here. So we got orders that want to be filled up here. Of course, we're going to hit take profit 1 and probably push on up even more. And by the way, if you don't know, my indicators actually work with order flow. So they look at things that are similar to Bookmap. They can't look at Bookmap directly, but they look at things that are similar to Bookmap to help with these areas that are being sent out. Like I said, this is not an indicator that's an EMA crossover. This is not an indicator that's just like your simple little crossover and algo trend. This is an actual system. This is like what you would see an automated trading tool integrated into a trading view indicator. So here we are pushing up. By the way, my candlestick right over here is on the 1 minute chart. So that is the 1 minute over here. And it has officially hit take profit. So that trade is done. So that's just a good example for you. It is now 9:30. So we're going to see where the market wants to go. We have lots of buyers, lots of sellers. Should we be in this mess? No, we should not. We should be hanging out and waiting to see what this is going to do. And what did I say? We were going to tap up to that 720 area, and that's exactly what we did. We tapped up into that 720 area, came right back down, filled those orders. There's still orders that need to be filled up there, but a lot of them were filled. And that's where you see that volatility coming about. My screen. My goodness. It took me off. So if you're wondering where I went, I disappeared for a minute. Craziness. Good morning. I'm waiting for another signal here. So if you're wondering what I'm doing, we had a signal here this morning from the QMM indicator, and then we had a signal here right around market open when I got on here. So that's 2 signals winning for the day. So absolutely beautiful. Market's moving pretty fast. Welcome in. Welcome in. How's everyone doing? You took that buy, made $210. Congratulations. Good morning, Carla. Good morning, Ari. Hello. Is that your name, Money Making Bestie? Well, welcome in. I'm doing wonderful. I am just waiting to see what the market has in store for me today. I traded early this morning. I'm really done. If I take anything else, it's just extra. Remember, it is a very volatile day, so don't be hard on yourself. We could very well tap in and fill these orders and then reverse. But there's a lot of orders that want to be filled above that, so we could continue to push up higher. Yeah, so we're going to fill all those orders, I'm sure. Absolute craziness. Paused and disappeared for a minute. So, if you're wondering about the daily highs and lows, we are already tapping in. We're already in the daily lows. So, we technically are heading towards the daily highs. If you're wondering what we're doing in that department, if this one's a turn. Happy NFP. Good morning. Good morning. I am not talking too much. My throat hurts so bad. So I am just kind of staying semi talking. So if you hear me coughing, I'm not sick. It's just my throat hurts because I burned my throat with a supplement I took because I held it in my mouth for too long. Genius me. Here we are, pushing back down. So this is a good example though. Two trades happened this morning for the New York session. You got two signals sent to your phone for QMM indicator. What do you do now? You can stop trading because you got two beautiful setups that were little to no drawdown. Stop trading. You don't need to like over trade all day long. I think that's the biggest thing that I encounter from a lot of you that message me. You're like, I'm having such a difficult time. And then I find out you're trading just any time of the day. For futures, you have to stop trading by like 10 o'clock. And if you do an afternoon session, do an afternoon session between like 2 and 3. And then that's it. A lot of orders that want to be filled at that 600 area. Doesn't want to go down there. There's some crazy movements today. Happy NFP. Welcome in. Can I show the trades I took this morning? Lots of static in the background. Sounds like a fountain. It actually might be outside that you're hearing. It might be the water and everything that you hear. I wonder if I open the door more, it will actually allow you to be able to. There's lots of motorcycles. So You'll be able to hear motorcycles. It's bike week here in Florida. So, gotta love bike week. Welcome in. Can you explain bookmap again? Yes, once I figure out what's going on my other chart here. What is going on with the other thing over here? Thoroughly annoying. Okay, with that being said, we're going to come back over here and talk about bookmap. So the trade that I took this morning, I actually extended it and held it longer. The reason why I took this trade and held it longer was, one, I got a signal from the QMM indicator. Two, we had a strong push down for 8:30 NFP news that dropped. And when we had that strong push down, we had a pullback. With that pullback, we had a continuation back down, and we got the signal right here on the top of that pullback. Now, wasn't completely top, but we did push up higher here and then come back down. So I was at a drawdown. And then I ended up holding this trade till about here. So I made $1,100 on my funded accounts. So that came all the way back down to this area. And then we just continued to kind of like scoop down and push back up. When I see the market go like this and make like a U shape, I'm not interested in staying in anymore. So I got out once I saw this start. And then here, I did not catch this trade because this is right when I was setting up the live stream for you all. But I know some of you did catch this trade. And here you saw how we were right here when I talked about it. And we had a 720 level that wanted to be hit, which was this level right here. I marked it out myself because if you look on Bookmap, you will be able to see your own support and resistance zones before they come about. Meaning, you'll see up here, we have a bunch of orders that want to be filled up here. And they're not giant orders. I say the dark red ones are your giant orders. The 148, so the 660 area, you can always mark out these areas. So you can come down here and see that we have orders that want to be filled at 660. So that's right here. But then we also have orders that want to be filled now at 720. Again, 720. So now we're ping-ponging between 660 and 720. Are we going to make a pullback down to this area, or are we going to push up here and then make a pullback? And that's the question. So here we do. Here we go. We touched that 720 area. We filled those orders. We're going to probably push up a little bit more, fill some more selling orders here, and we might see a pullback come about right here to tap into those orders down here if they want to be filled. But we already pushed up, pulled back, and continue. So we could be continuing back up instead of ranging. So you have to be mindful of that. We also have a 750 area that came about. So if you clone this, you'll see there's a 750 area that wants to be filled. And these are things that you can look at. Now we're making a pullback. Why? Because we're going back down to that 660 area. And you can see on Bookmap, we're starting to push back down. We have a flat bottom candle here on the 1 minute chart. You could see it on Bookmap. We're pushing up here to this area, and we're most likely going to come back down, leave a wick on the other side of this, and push back down to the 660. How accurate is Bookmap? Extremely accurate. This is what the market is doing. It's not an indicator. It's literally what the market is doing. It's like an order flow footprint. Like, can you rely on it 90%? You can rely on it just as much as you rely on the indicators. You put the two together, it's multiple confluences. Here we go, hitting that 660 area. We tapped into it a little bit, but as you can see, here's that reversal. So you could have got in right up here when you saw we were filling those sell orders and scalped the other side of that candle and saw it come back down. Now, it is NFP today. So NFP makes it really hard to make good examples because it's extremely, extremely volatile today. It's a whole nother level of fast-moving market. So NFP is always like this. So you're seeing Bookmap for the first time at like full speed, high speed, 90 miles per hour. Awesome, awesome. Make sure you're tapping the screen and liking, letting me know that you continue liking this. This is how you can support this. How you can support me doing this every single morning is by liking the screen, sharing this, hanging out with us, letting me know that you're actually enjoying this. It's a win-win situation. I show you exactly what I'm doing, and you can show support. Welcome in. 660. We also have a few under that. So 655 and 650. So here we are tapping into those areas right now. I told you that you would love Bookmap, Raluca. Absolutely love it. Welcome in. Thank you. And there we go. Filled all those orders right there. You see how it turned blue? All the orders are filled in those little areas. Not completely, but very little orders are there. So we have these orders that just got filled, which means we might push back up. We still got some big orders that want to be filled down in the 600s now. So this will be able to help give you a good look without the indicators of what to do. And when you get a signal with the indicator, you can look at Bookmap and be able to determine what the candle is doing. You know, it makes me laugh when people are like, you have to learn what a candlestick is. What is a candlestick? It opens here and closes here, and it moves up in a direction. And when this happens, this happens. No, this is what happens. You need to learn Bookmap. You need to learn to see where the market's going to ping pong and go. This is going to teach you what a candlestick is and why that candlestick moved the way it did. You're sitting here relying on a pattern that you see a bunch of retail traders use. How is that going to help you? It's not. Because the market knows all those patterns. The institutional traders know all those patterns. Those patterns are great, which is why you see me not preach about patterns completely, except for the 5-minute candle hack, because that's not a public pattern. That is a pattern that I dissected that the institutional traders do. that is not a pattern that's just a morning star or 3 soldiers, and there's a bunch of them. There's literally hundreds of them. And yes, they work. They work on occasions. You'll see them play out multiple times. But the biggest thing that you should be focusing on is sticking with the trend, sticking with trades that make sense, and looking for A plus setups, and then learning something like Bookmap here. So with that being said, this is kind of going to be a tutorial video inside of the community. So when you get onto Bookmap, they're going to have you do the connection side of it. So it's going to come up as a blank screen. You're going to go up to connections and you're going to click on Bookmap data. Of course, you do have to go to bookmap.com and buy their data. I do. It's $99 a month. Is it expensive? Considering, if you look at it from a standpoint of you're being cheap, yeah, it can be expensive. If you're looking at it from a standpoint of can it make you a lot of money? Because you get to see an inside look at the market. It kind of feels like insider trading a little, but you get to see an insider look of the market. I would say $100 is worth it if it can make you X amount of dollars back. Like this big push up, you're probably wondering, why are we doing this right now? Don't we want to tap into the lows? No, we don't want to tap into the lows. Why? Look at all of these lines up here that of orders that want to be filled. So the market wants to move up to this area, but the market also wants to move down to this area. So which one are we going to ping pong to first? So we're going to look for what the heck is going on. So what we're going to look for is break of structure. This is why I preach break of structure so much, because when it breaks out, you will find out which one we're going to ping pong to. If you're guessing, that's not a good thing. You want to get in when we find out which market which top and bottom we're going to ping pong to. So I say ping pong because it's the easiest way to put it. We're just going back and forth between zones. That's why you see people talk about zone to zone trading. That is great. Absolutely awesome way to think about it. But sometimes we blow through zones and you don't know why. And it's because we have other areas that are more dominant, filled with orders than other areas. So not every zone is created equal. So as you can see here, we broke through this zone, this top area, and we're heading to the 50. Like I said earlier, that's where my other line is up top. We have 126 orders that want to be filled up there and more. The red, so the green side right here is where all the buyers are. And the red is where all the sellers are. So this is the buyers, this is the sellers. Obviously the sellers are pushing us back. Sorry, if you hear all that noise, it's the water crashing on the beach that we have. How would you know that spike is coming? You would know by a breakout. You would look for a break of structure, and if it breaks that structure, then we're heading up into that area to hit that zone. So that's why I said I don't rely on just a pattern. I rely on what order flow is doing. I also rely on what the indicators are doing. When the indicators give me a strong buy, I look at, okay, well, where do we want to go? And I will look at Bookmap a little bit if I'm home. If I'm not home, I'll look at market structure and look at the fact that we probably want to tap into this next high, and there's probably a lot of orders up there. So you can look at it without Bookmap, but what I'm letting you know is the importance of Bookmap when you're a beginner, to be able to see where each areas are important and going to be hit. So we have a buy signal here because we had a break of structure. So we took a trade. Oh my goodness, it logged me out. It's all right. We'll just paper trade it for fun purposes for you all. We'll paper trade it. Okay, so you take this buy signal. We do have some selling orders that want to be filled here. So hold on. Before I jump into this, I want to see these orders be filled. Okay, take profit. I'm going to put here. Stop loss. I'm going to put right here. Look at that. So we got a new take profit. Remember, your take profit does not have to be there. Be wherever you want it. If you don't want to risk this much on MNQ, you don't have to. I'm using 6 minis, so, or 6 micros. So it is quite a lot, actually. I thought I was still on 2, so it's okay. The account's big enough to hold it anyway. It's paper trading. I'm already done trading on my personals. I don't like wealth charts. I've never used wealth charts with Apex. I only use Tradeovate. And for the breakout, we should wait for a second candle to break out before we move. You can if you want to. If you want that extra confirmation, you can. I'm just going strictly by a signal. This is a riskier signal, not going to lie. It is pretty big. So we're going to see where it takes us. Looks like we want to tap back down into that 660 again. Stupid mosquitoes. No, I'm not letting in a million mosquitoes today. That's not on my agenda. Now, is this riskier? Yes, it is. We have the 600 area that has a strong level that wants to be hit. So could it very well come hit my stop loss? It could. Is this paper trading? Yes. So I was already done before 10 o'clock. Welcome in, welcome in. Ten a.m. is coming, so this is also a risky time on NFP. Little pullback continuation. Welcome in. I do not have a mic on this computer yet, so I have to use my mic. Yes, it might sound scratchy and awful, but unfortunately, that's what we got to do for now. I pick end of drawdown whenever I can. Or end of day. My goodness. End of day for drawdown. I'm a draw son. I woke up to my 2-year-old climbed out of, or my 1-year-old climbed out of his pack and play because it's like pulled up against my bed because that's where he likes it. Climbed out of his pack and play, and then climbed into my bed while I was sleeping, and then took his butt and put it right here next to my face. And I didn't know until I woke up. And he's laying upside down on top of the blankets. He's just a wild boy. Don't come at me, any of your moms, about co-sleeping either. Literally, my kids have a mind of their own, and if they want to come in bed with mom and dad, that's what they're going to do. And there's nothing we can do about it unless we want to listen to them scream for 9 hours. And I'm not doing that. So, literally, something else. I'm glad this is on my demo because honestly, I probably wouldn't have taken this trade on my life. Probably not. I took it for example purposes to show you how to enter a trade. And this is what I get for an example. I knew we were gonna want to come down here and tap into that, and it's literally 10 a.m. in a couple seconds. Do what you gotta do. Seriously, no argument here. Co-sleeping worked for us. Didn't work for any. Exactly. There's nothing I can do about it. Some of my kids I co-slept with on occasion when they got older. Some did not co-sleep with me at all, which is how the world works with babies. So here we are back in the profit again. So we had some drawdown, did not hit stop loss though. We gotta be careful for that 10 a.m. So for things like this, I would trail only because if you don't trail, you can get a snapback real hard from a 10 a.m. candle. So I'm gonna pull the break even here with $75, and we're gonna let her run. She's blowing through those zones, probably wanting to reach that 800 area, which the next area that wants to be filled is 800. So if you look over on Bookmap, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. Right here is the 800 area that wants to be filled. We are pretty high, so I'm going to trail more, take out $444 if anything. Does that want to move there? Did it not move? Yeah, it's actually sitting behind. So it's probably going to leave a $444. Are we complaining? No. Here we go, pushing on up still. If you're on a prop firm, you definitely want to be scaling or trailing a lot closer than this. So you want to be sitting around this area if you're on a prop firm. But 10 a.m. candles usually do this. It's a spike in the opposite direction. Girl, all 5 of mine were co-sleepers. Wouldn't have it any other way. Oh my goodness. With what? 700 we had it set to. So made $258 out of that paper trading. So there you go. There's a good example. You do not have to stay in the entire signal. You could just take a part of it. I am on TradingView. So this is TradingView on one side, and this is Bookmap on the other side. I'm doing an example paper trading for everyone. I already traded my fundeds today. I posted it in my stories. You made $725 paper trading. I got scared and got out when it was positive. It's okay. You made your money paper trading and you have fun with it. You learned. You learned something. You went through some emotions. And here we are probably going to tap into that 800 area still because we have lots of orders that want to be filled there. And then we're most likely going to do a pullback to tap into the other side of that 10 a.m. But we got to have a bunch of sellers filled in order for that to happen. So does everybody kind of understand what I'm talking about with Bookmap and you see what's going on? You can see where I'm targeting my take profit areas. You can see those lines, how I adjust them to where the market has a bunch of orders sitting there. And it kind of gives you a good indication of where that next candle is going. Give me a 1 if you understand that. Tap the screen. Let me know. Welcome in. Welcome in. Okay, so we have people that understand. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So with that being said, I'm done for the day. Why am I done? Because I don't like to trade past 10 o'clock. I got stuff to do. I got some coding stuff to do. I'm working on some big, big things. So I'm most likely going to get off of here and I'm going to reopen TikTok and live stream a Get Ready With Me because we usually talk about Get Ready With Me stuff on TikTok. So I'm going to get off of here. I'm done for the day. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything. All I said was I like to code. Everyone knows that. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here and I'm going to go restart TikTok over here and do a live stream with them because that's what we do every single morning. So if you want to come over, you have any questions, you want to hang out, head over there. I'll let you know if we hit full TP on this. We probably will since that 800 area wants to be hit. So we'll see where we go from there. I hope you all have a great day. Thank you so much for the roses. Do I recommend any books to help understand it all as a beginner? Y'all are going to laugh at me, and I don't care. The Bible. The Bible is going to teach you patience. The Bible is going to teach you to not be greedy. The Bible is going to teach you what to do. And everything that's inside of what needs to be done is inside the quiet money method. And it's not complicated. It's simplified. The question is are you able to stop yourself from trading? Because if you can't stop yourself from trading, no book will ever be able to help you. So, mindset. I love you all. I am not saying that to disrupt anybody or gatekeep. Listen, it's gatekeeping not mentioning this because it is a huge, huge, huge part of your success with any business, anything you do. It will teach you so much about yourself and self-development and make you realize that greed is not the answer. So don't go down that road. Get yourself a good old Bible and learn about the word because God is good. So I will see you all on TikTok. I'm going to go restart my TikTok live stream and I will see you later. Actually, it's the weekend, so Friday, I'll see you on Monday.